Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less.
I'm Eric Scrotenbohr, and this is Faith in 5, and I'm so excited to be your host for today. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your might. Now, these words are familiar. Many of us have these words memorized. We hear these words often in church. And we know these are words that Jesus spoke because when someone asked him, what's the greatest commandment? Or you could say they asked him, how do you sum up all of the commandments? Jesus said this, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your might. Now, Jesus didn't just pull those words out of thin air. In fact, Jesus was quoting ancient words that God gave Moses. And God said to Moses, I want you to teach these words to the people. Now we find these words in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4. Let me read these words to you. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down and when you rise. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Now, these were really important words. These were words that reminded God's people of the commitment that they were making to God. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your might. And then God says, I want you to talk about them all the time. When you go and when you come, when you rise, when you go to bed. I even want you to write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And what's fascinating is they actually did that. God's people actually did that. They took the verse and they would put it in a box and wrap it around their arms and their hands. And they would take this verse and they would, along with a couple others, and they would put it in a box and they would put it on their forehead. The Jewish people still do this today. And this is a picture. It's a picture of how God wants us to do and to view life. You see, God wants us to see everything that we do and all the things we see, all the things that enter our eyes and our minds. He wants us to see that through the lens of the Shema. He wants all of our actions to be done through the lens of the Shema. And God says, I want you to memorize these words. I want you to put them on your heart, and I want you to teach them diligently to your children. Now, Meredith, my wife, and I, we wrote a book that hopefully helps us to do that. It's a book called Hear, O Little One. It's actually a flip book. It's Hear, O Little One in the morning, and then Hear, O Little One in the evening. It can be read in the morning and in the evening. And hopefully it helps to teach children about the Shema and how important the Shema is. And we'll get to more of this book later, and we'll use this book in order to dig deeper into the text later. But there's one thing I want you to think about today. What do you do in the morning and in the evening? What do you put your mind on when you rise from bed and when you go to sleep at night? I hate to admit it, but if I think about this morning, the first thing that I did when my alarm went off was my hand went to my nightstand and I grabbed my phone. And I started to look and do I have any emails for this morning that need attending? Went to Facebook and just scrolled, and I started to see what other people did yesterday, and I hate to say it, but sometimes that's exactly what I do in the evening as well. Now I think about what that practice does in my life. Now, when my family and my wife and I, when we use the Shema, like God wants us to use the Shema, when he says, I want you to be reminded to love me with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your might, in the morning and in the evening, that changes your day. Because here's the thing, the things that you are into get into you. You are constantly being shaped by something. So what is that? Is that your Facebook feed in the morning? Is that how you start the day? Or is it your Facebook feed in the evening? Is it Instagram? Is it stocks? Checking your stocks, checking your portfolio? Whatever it is, how is that shaping you and the way that you look at the world? So my encouragement to you is take these words that God gave Moses, because God wanted to shape his people. He said, I want you to focus on these words in the morning and in the evening. So try that. In the morning, get up. Say, God, this is my commitment to you. I want to love you with all of my heart, with all of my soul, and with all of my might. And I promise, God will shape you into the person that he wants you to become.
Thanks for watching Faith in 5. If you like what you see, please like and share. If you're interested in making a donation to our ministry, please click the link below.